Hello, everybody. Who I have been fighting with StreamYard. It is not acting nice. Hey, y'all. Sorry that I am late due to StreamYard will not let me connect. But anywho, it be like that sometimes. Hey, Miss Maria. She says, good Saturday afternoon, squad. Welcome back. Support dollar sign G Strickland 8 super chat, super sticker, and share. Join the squad for $2.99. Enjoy the live. Hey, Miss Sher. She says, hello, Miss G. I pray that everything is well with your family. Seattle's here. Thank you so much for that. We are hanging in, hanging in. Hey, Miss Faye. She says, good evening, G. Praying all is well as it can be. We here, y'all. Miss Maria says, I remember no CC's names in the chat, initials only. Use nicknames for strike happy people. Use creative spellings for curse words. We agree to disagree. Respectful disclose only. Thanks. Enjoy the live. Hey, Miss Faith. I thought I said Faith. Hey, Miss Carla. She says, hey, G Squad in chat. And Maria. G will be here momentarily. StreamYard is streaming. Yes, StreamYard was streaming. Hey, Miss Sexy Diva. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Miss Joyce. How are you? Welcome. In spite of StreamYard being crazy, still ain't at that mark not yet. So y'all hold on. StreamYard said they're not doing too much today. So anywho, how y'all been? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for popping in, joining the live. Greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for y'all prayers as well. Safe travels and all of the above. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. But yes, come in. Please hit that good like, share, and subscribe button for me. Make sure your notification bell is turned on. And if you're catching this on the replay, thank you as well. Please like, share, and subscribe for me. Thank you. Um, hey, Miss Teresa Williams. She says, hello, G Squad in chat. I think that's what she said. Can't see the rest. Um, how y'all been this good old Saturday? It's hot. It's 80 some degrees here. It was a ride, but I am here. Oh, Lordy. Call this thing right here today can't get right because it just ain't gonna get right. Ooh, why cause the devil want to be all up in here today, acting like that? Miss Maria says, at Teresa, she says, welcome. Yes, welcome, Miss Teresa. Thank you for popping in and joining the live. Um, I know y'all see the craziness on the thumbnail, but I want to say something about Leandrea Johnson, y'all. I know everybody know Leandrea. You know that gospel singer. I think she was on was it American Idol? I think it was. Anyway, y'all, send lots of prayers up for her. I see that she is going through again. I'm not really sure what happened to her, but I do remember she was on I Wanna Fix My Life one time, and she had committed to going to rehab and all of that, but there's something deep that she is compressing down that she keeps yeah, it was Sunday best. Thank you, Miss Teresa. That she keep compressing down that's causing her to relapse and all of this stuff. And I saw her the other day on YouTube. She was live. She was tore up out of the frame. When she get like that, she get the cussing everybody out. The pastor can get it. The deacons can get it. Everybody gonna get it. She just give it to everybody now. So lots of prayers to her. I hope that it all works out for her. I like I said, I'm really not sure what she got going on. I know when she was on Ayan, I think Mary and Kirk Franklin and all of them was there to support her and stuff. But um, like I said, something has happened. But as long as we live, we all gonna go through something. But this seems a little extreme. It could even be dangerous because I think one time she was riding down the road, had been drinking a lot, and Ayana had told her friend that's supposed to be her friend. Um, he wasn't telling her what she needed to know. He was telling her what she wanted to hear. So that's not a friend, because a friend gonna go get gutter with you, gonna tell you what you ain't ready for. But it'll be the truth, and it'll hurt too. But that's what she need, people around her that's gonna tell her the truth about whatever's going on with her. Miss Teresa says, yes, I don't know what she's going through, but yes, prayers to her. Absolutely. Miss Carla says she may have a lot of unresolved issues and trauma. Yes. I was just sitting there trying to recall, even if when she was on Ayana, did she mention anything? I know the hairstylist was up there, Mary. I kind of want to say Kirk was there as well. But yeah, Ayana got on that hairstylist because he wasn't being truthful to her. And Ayana let him know, that's not a friend. He was going off. He got all up in his feelings and he was upset and stuff. So if I'm not mistaken, I do think he ended up leaving or whatever. But anyway, let me see. Miss George says Leandrea is calling out for help. Her family, friends, and crew needs to intervene. Praying for Leandrea. Um, yeah, Miss George, that is correct. But um, I guess they might be in a situation where they probably really don't know what to do because they can't like force her to go to rehab. That is something that she's going to want to have to do. Um, I know that's what she had said to Ayana, that she would be willing to go. And I even watched them driving her off. So I don't know, but something else has happened. She says, I saw something that said her 15-year-old son walked out on her because of her alcohol issues recently. Mm, mm. Yeah, maybe that's a possibility. Hey, Miss Candy, how are you? Hey, yeah, that's a possibility, but it's something else before he even walked out. It has to be something that's going on in her life. I don't want to say, touched at an early age or something like that. I don't want to say that, but like I said, I can't remember when she was on Ayana what it was, even if she even share with Ayana what was, you know, doing, why she was doing what she was doing. That part right there. Um, Maria says, I just know that if you repress feelings, they will find their way to the surface one way or another. Yep. Mm-hmm. Um, Yeah, so prayers for her, y'all. She is an amazing singer. Awesome, awesome. You know, maybe she just had too much time on her hand, and she began to think about some things that happened. Lots of time that's when the devil creep in, when we, sitting still, thinking, and I don't know. I just hope she get the help she need before it's too late. But yeah, she be wasted, y'all. She be out there. She be out there on this good internet. Whichever one, don't even matter. She just be out there. Anybody can catch it. They can catch it now. That's it. That's all. And then again, she may not even realize what she's saying. I'm just saying, might not. Where is her husband, Miss Faith? I don't know. I don't think when she was on Ayana, her husband wasn't up there. It was that supposed to be hairstylist slash friend was there with her. Miss Candy says alcohol and drugs only work until you sober up. The problems are still there if not dealt with. Absolutely. Miss Stacey Davis says, and she also dealing with the death of her brother. It's been a couple of years, I believe. Mm, I kind of want to say she did say something about her brother when she was with Ayana. Um, I'm not sure. I don't know what it is, y'all. But this is not looking good for her. I just hope and pray that somebody intervenes in her world and let her know that this is not okay, because she do have children, y'all. I think she got a daughter, if I'm not mistaken, two sons, if I'm correct. But and they needs their mama. But at the rate she going, she just ain't seeing nothing. She ain't caring about nobody at this point. She just like gone. Miss Candy says, Miss Carla says people do not know that alcohol is a depressant. That's true, Miss Carla. That is so true. Uh, let me see. Miss Candy says years of grief. Years of grief is called complicated grief. It is not normal. Mm, that don't sound good, Miss Candy. It really don't. But mm. Y'all, I tell y'all, it could be any of us, and I hate that's happened to her. Everybody has heard her singing and stuff. Sunday best and all of that stuff right there. Just an amazing person all the way around. But I'm just gonna pray for her. That's all I know to do, y'all. That's it. That's all. So I seen let's see here. Um, for the people that listen to Dr. Harris, y'all, she was saying, she didn't know nothing about what was going on with her son. Well, anywho, anyhow, over there on Lakeisha Keisha, she was the one that pulled the records and all of that stuff. Anywho, anyhow, her son has court on the 28th, which is this coming up Monday, and it can be done through Zoom or he can appear in court or whatever. So all that crazy stuff that Heavenly was talking about, it was just crazy. She just didn't want the people to be in her business like she be in everybody else's business, but little too late. Everybody know it's all out there, all on the YouTube. Where you gonna be at Monday, Heavenly? Because he has to be in court, Zoom or whatever, and they have to reach out to his attorneys to let them know which way he wants to go with this Zoom, or do he want to appear. Uh, they did get rid of the misdemeanor, but yeah, this is the felony, and it's gonna be a jury too. Ms. Carla says alcohol is a temporary fix to a long-term problem. Um, yeah, just like rugs, Ms. Carla. Um, Candace says, as Christians, allegedly, some of us, some of us give to God and take it back. That is true. Maria says, I saw in the paperwork, that picked him up from Elaine's house. So how she didn't know? She knew. She just didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, give it to God, Miss Candy. But yeah, she knew about all about this stuff, but she just didn't want to talk about it or whatever. But I'm gonna see how she come out and correct this right here. What when she say, "Well, I didn't know all of that had happened," and I get the part of your husband stepping up, being a man, and fixing this for you or for the family or whatever. Okay, I can accept that part. But he should have went in depth with you and told you everything in this situation, because it's a very serious situation. So I just feel as though him holding back and not being honest about everything that his son went through, even though he had to go be the one to go get him or whatever. Still, that's a discussion that should have been with the family. I'm gonna say the family, y'all. So Miss Elaine wouldn't be in the dark, but I'm not buying that. I believe that she knew because whenever that guy, she did an interview with that guy and he asked her the question, she talking about she was scared and then she, instead of her going in depth with it, she would run over there and they said that, daddy got Caucasian twins out there or something, last name is they same last name or whatever. So she really jumped off and didn't really answer the question of the guy. She just made a statement that, she was scared when, she saw it. She'd be on the YouTube streets. But anywho, anyhow, she know all about this. Miss Candy says Elaine's son allegedly assaulted an officer. That is a serious offense. Absolutely. Like I said, it's being said that the misdemeanor charge, they dropped that, but this felony is what's he's going to be in um, court for on Monday, the 28th. So, and to tell y'all the truth, I can't even remember seeing Heavenly on her live this week. So I'm sure there's some other stuff that is out. And now she want to take off and run and hide. She don't want to face the facts, and she don't have all this big mouth that she had when she was in everybody else's business, just dragging the people, ain't asking no questions. She just taking off with it. But Heavenly, cut that mess out. You seen all of this stuff. Stop trying to play in people's face. Um, that part right there. Mm-hmm. Um, Caller says, hellish, the lies, the lies, the lies. Not the lies. Oh my God. Oh, if she is the medical, y'all, this mess right here gets in the way. It is crazy. If he is the medical student, it could really affect his schooling. Um, Absolutely, Miss Candy, because this is a felony. That he's got a this situation right here is what he got to deal with and handle. But y'all, they talking about he was the officer, the whatever the guy was on the campus, was standing in front of his car. He had that raising the engine like he about to do something. I was like, oh yeah, you about to go to jail for real. So he's out on bond, but boy, you about to go to jail. How you gonna be sitting there doing some mess like that? He knew better. He really did. He just chose not to do better, but he knew better. He really did. So behind every action comes a reaction. So this is what it is. And your mom and daddy, I don't know if they're gonna be able to pay your way out of this. Like she was up there talking about, that scared her. You know, um, he know better to argue with a cop or anybody. All that blah blah, and come home. Your mama will handle it, and oh, she just sing a whole lullaby on that right there, cause she was trying to not let the people know. But Dr. Hellish, stop pretending like your kids are perfect. There's nobody perfect but God. Nobody's kids are perfect. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna do crazy things that you probably don't even expect or anything like that. This is way out of the ordinary, you probably saying. But also, you're not with your child every minute, every day. So never say what they will or won't do, because we don't know. We know that we taught them not to do certain things, but peer pressure and all of the above. He could have felt like the cop was trying to embarrass him or whatever. So I'm getting ready to show you I'm a man. I'm a big man. You don't get to talk to me like that and whatever, whatever. But all of that done got him in a little bit of trouble, a little taste of trouble here. That's it. That's all. Stand in it. It too shall pass. Heavenly, stand in it. That's your son. Stand with him now. It is what it is. Um, he is a serious crime. Uh, Ms. Carla says he is a serious crime. He might done some time for this. I guess he might be doing some time for this. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Because it's going for the jury. Hey, Miss Patricia T. Uh she said Sweet Tea is better than me because I would clown the hell out of Eli. Oh God. Not clown her, Miss Patricia T. She said she would clown her. They said he was gonna plead guilty. That's what they said, he was supposed to plead guilty. So I'm not really sure. I mean, yeah, we got so many people that we waiting for to go to court and do this and see what's gonna happen. And um also, y'all, I heard that I thought D Nasty case was moved to August, y'all. I heard something about November. Man, I'm about to give up. I'm at the point, y'all. I don't care. Miss Stacey Deep says he taking a plea deal. What I got from it, G. Yeah, that's what they were saying. But yeah, they talking about this thing with D Nasty and LB talking about something in decent November. I think I didn't even go back to listen because I was like, man, forget that. Who cares at this point? It's just, it's crazy right about now. Miss Patricia, Miss Maria says that Patricia, you and me both. Miss Maria says, "Hey, Bush Carol, can y'all please hit the like button and thank y'all. Thank you so much. Popping out on the live, um, all of that. Greatly appreciate it. She need 11 of y'all to pop out and tap the screen. It don't cost a thing. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. Please and thank you. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Support the channel. All of that. Well, Carlos, y'all, he did pop out yesterday afternoon. Talking about his shows. That's all he did. Talk about his shows. And you know what, y'all? These people on YouTube, boy, I tell you, there's a lot of stuff going on YouTube, but I ain't about to elaborate on none of it because I don't want to. But Carlos talking about on Fridays is what he does. He meditates um uh about his podcast and his shows with an S. Okay, so that's plural. Okay. But even when he said that, y'all, it amazes me how people take that and say, well, the show is not canceled. He didn't say the show was canceled. That show come He didn't say the show was canceled, and he didn't say the show wasn't canceled. So at this point, don't expect Carlos to come out and tell us that OWN has dropped him like a daggone hot potato. Please stop. Let's just stop waiting for that. I mean, he's not gonna tell you anything. He's just not. About his shows, he could care less. He's not mentioning nothing. And I do remember that show in, I think, DC. The ratings were so the ratings were pathetic over there. I'm just gonna say that. Miss Candace said, Fannie Willis is the district attorney and allegedly was pushing for the conviction. Allegedly, she might be done made that lady mad too. Miss Candace running that mouth. Maria says LB and Destitute have two cases: the one with the money and the one with the custody. Well, I really thought it was about like three. Um, Miss Sexy Diva says before, but I really thought it was like three with her. One's with the son, one was with the DV, and then the one about that money, the house, and all of that stuff. I thought, I don't know, I could be wrong. Like I said, I stopped taking notes a long time ago. I quit trying to keep up because they kept doing the most stuff. So at this point, y'all, it's just like a wait it out and see what's gonna happen. Let me see what Miss Reese say. Um, um, he He whooped another student before, I guess, trying to run down the officer. He needs some time, period. That's what they said. He had got into a little altercation with somebody on the campus, y'all. And then he wanted to take off like he hadn't done nothing. Marissa's what he hasn't said speaks of volumes. That part right there, Miss Maria, absolutely. Candace says, how does OWN use him if he no longer has his Kingdom Reign production company? Girl, can you make it make sense? Like I said, I just think that's people that has high hopes. Some people want to see it come back on. Some people don't. I don't know, but he didn't say nothing about it. Go over there. It's in his stories over there on his old that old live. IG mess or whatever. Yeah, it's over there. You can hear it for yourself. He didn't say it was, and he didn't say it wasn't. Who that has high hopes. The way StreamYard put something, then they got there is share your referral link in the way. They're gonna make you do something up here. It's so aggravating. Um, Carl Lucifer still has not said anything about Melody. On has not renewed him or LAMH. Um, good, Miss Carla. That's right. He hasn't. Um, and I did hear that Miss BT. I heard a little bit from TT saying that something about the lawyer was requesting that the show be canceled. I'm not. That's all I heard. I'm not saying a whole lot because the paperwork and certain people they want to speak on it and stuff. So all of this stuff is just a wait it out. Let's wait and see. Let's just wait and see what happens. But I don't believe this show is coming back, y'all, because like I said, this is May, April. The month of May is almost here. If that show was coming on, they would have been throwing some little nuggets out there for the people by now, but I haven't seen anything. Candace says CK is accused also of what people are seeing on AI Planet Info regarding the return of LAMH. He probably one of the biggest ones saying that mess. Yeah, he sees somebody that he can use. hmm He sees somebody he can use to put that mess out there. So AI channels for him kind of like a iffy. CK it takes the diva says, "Oh, ain't fooling with on ain't nobody fooling with him." He just trying to hold his composure together and try not to be mad. But he just need to come on out and talk about it. You treated the queen of reality bad, and even after she got the that award, you still treated her bad. Instead of just shutting that whole situation down, you wanted to continue with it, go forward with it. I don't know what you thought you was going to accomplish with this, because to me it seemed like you would have known that she was going to receive said award rather before a lot of us other people. So but you didn't say nothing. You allowed the cast to continue. So it is what it is. I just hope that show don't come back on. It's not, it doesn't deserve to come back on. Miss Candy says, "Oh, ain't fooling with sassy CK. He mad, got lawsuits and criminals everywhere, girl. Just everywhere." But I tell y'all, I know there's different AI channels up there, but it's a lot of them that's speaking of the brothers, Marcel and Maurice, allegedly fight that they had or whatever. Don't really know what that was all about. Some saying it was something pertaining to Kim and Tisha is fussing with each other, whatever. So then Marcel, we have him. He always putting out those subliminals and all that kind of stuff. So maybe he just got tired and didn't want to be the he no more. Cause see, all of that stuff is not fun. The thrill is gone. Nothing is fun for these people anymore. They done ran. Well, I ain't gonna say they ran. She left. The star left the show. Um, they all thought it was gonna be funny. I don't know who they thought was gonna be the replacement or whatever, but and also we know that the show ain't come back on because a food truck lady ain't came out and she ain't said nothing. So she don't want to talk. She don't want to come out because people gonna be asking her, and she don't have the answers. All she'll say is, "You just gotta wait and see." No, ain't nobody waiting to see in that. Not Tubi or Zeus, Miss Maria. Miss Maria talking about Zeus or Tubi or Zeus. Lord, all I know, y'all, these men are so crazy today, and there's some crazy women out here too. I'm not gonna eliminate them, but these men so crazy, y'all don't make no sense. They just be doing the most. That part right there. Mm-hmm. Lord, and everywhere you look, you got Al Sharp. If he don't go somewhere and sit down, somewhere, just go somewhere and sit down. Let me read what Miss Candace said. Miss Candace said CK could not continue to steal from people and insin in what's that? Insinuate initiate mess. I think that's what you're trying to say. This thing in a way. And be allowed to continue. Good cannot come from evil. No, good is not gonna come from evil. But for some reason, he probably thought that it would. So that's why he's sitting over there trying to snatch and grab everybody that joins the YouTube. He gonna talk about them too. Look at him, done been all over there on Nene's stuff. Um, Portia gonna be next. He just gravitating in and everybody right now just to try to stay afloat. CK said he got the bills he got to pay. Bet y'all ain't seen him parlaying Maho out there anywhere have you. Bet y'all ain't seen that. And y'all seen him with Kimmy, no, Side Hen, Tuna Cat, Maho, and Lemonhead one time. Talking about they were the face of the show or some crazy crap. Ain't seen that no more, have you? Ain't seen it. Look at that. Even had that crazy tail Tuna Cat and D Nasty driving all the way to Detroit. Boy, if you ain't gonna fly me out there, I won't be there. I'll be like, get somebody else to do it. I'm not coming. Don't want to. Mm-mm. Nah, but he do. He really do, y'all. As being a producer of that show, Kingdom Reign and all of that, it's just time out for the foolishness. Carlos, you need to come out and just make your one and done statement. Put it all out there for the people. Um, Let the people know this show is not being renewed. It might not come back on. Tell the people, give a sincere apology to the Queen Melody, and let the people know that things went too far. That's all you got to say. And I promise you, you'll sleep better at night if you just come out and make a clean sweep. You'll sleep much better at night. Maria says, I'm still watching for bigger and better without Mel. Yeah, me too. Because one monkey don't stop no show. So I would love to see kind of sorta for it to come back on to see who get dragged the most. Look at Chris and Nell. They so quiet, y'all. They quiet. They still quiet on the set. They ain't come out for nothing. Nell realized she gambled with a good friend for a TV show that might not never, ever, 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 ever come back to light. And on a situation like that, I just say you lost all the way around the board. Lost a good friend that you used to cry on her shoulder, lost her, and now the show gone. First of all, I wouldn't have never played that little tic tac game anyway because I really believe that Nell knew that Carlos really didn't care for her like that. So he didn't really care for her. He was all right long as Chris popped on every now and again, with old Marho being a friend of the show. But nah, he didn't care for them like that. Miss Kennedy says he allowed Dustin to speak so disrespectful about Nene, and he calls Nene a friend. And don't forget Claudia was there dragging her too. Claudia was over there dragging her. And Funky Dineva was crashing out the other night, y'all. I synced it. He was crashing out real bad. He said he gonna lay his pride to the side, talking about he wanted him and Claudia and Al to come back together again, all that stuff. Because look at where Claudia is. I thought it was gonna be a one and done for Carlos, but it looks like something that Carlos wants to, keep going with. So I think Funky got caught up in his feelings behind all of that. And he was just all over the place the other night, y'all. He had an edible. He had him some shots. Funky said he was vulnerable. He was just letting it all hang out. He was just all over the place. I said, what is wrong with this dude right here? He was in love. His man told him not to work no more. Funky was just telling everything, y'all. I don't think I would tell him no secret I didn't want to know. I already know. I wouldn't tell him nothing. Miss Maria said the Fletchers actually have businesses that are up and running, unlike the rest of those. He don't like them like that, Miss Maria. I sorry, not sorry, but yeah. And she says FD pocket must be drying up. So do you think he like Carlos is buying the men? I'm just asking for a friend. Do you think that's what he doing? He showed a picture, y'all. Like, y'all remember when Carl Lucifer was over there in that mansion? He had all those shoes up in all those name brand shoes. Well, that's what he was doing the other night. He was showing all his shoes, name brand shoes, and all that kind of stuff, y'all, and all that want. Yeah. Miss Candy says, "Funky money must be low." Girl, I don't know if it's low or high, but that's what he said. He want them people, he want all of them, his crew to get back together. He want to be back together with them. He missed them. But and everybody, he wants everybody to get the same pay, he was saying. If I'm not mistaken, I think when they were together, I think maybe Claudia was getting a little bit more than he was or something. He got caught up in his feelings again. But the word on the street was what was I listening to the other day? And they was asking, did they think he was making 50,000 on YouTube? But the person didn't ever answer that question, y'all. So I don't know about that. But he could have did his YouTube and been up there with Claudia and Al. I don't know why he didn't want to do that. That's just extra money for you. Miss Stacey Davis says that's what he do at Candy. Exactly how he did Melody with Dr. Hellish. That part right there. Miss Cassie's Nell can't let her reputation get too sully either, because people entrust their kids with her. She is expected to be upstanding. Well, you think I heard about her trying to set up one of her workers with a married dad, a legend. That was the word out some weeks ago. Allegedly, that's what had happened. Uh huh. Said that Miss Nell was calling said parents' house, which includes two-parent household, mother and the father in the same household, up under the same roof. Well, anyhow, was calling, like, and was about some business, but was putting said female on the phone to speak with the man. I said, not Nell Fletcher, the one that was in the bed for almost 2 years, cause her husband was cheating on her. I know good and daggone well she ain't out here trying to do no mess like that. Uh-uh. I heard it, but I ain't really say nothing about it because, I was just been pondering it because the way when she found out that Fletch was cheating on her, it knocked her off her feet. So I said to myself, there's just no way she would do that to another female. But allegedly, that is true. I remember it says I can't with FD looking like an ashy big toe. Not an ashy big toe. Oh my God. He was looking like a hot mess, y'all. That dude was all over the place the other night. He really was. Miss Stacey Davis says funky feelings feeling away cause sassy CK over there with Claudia. I think CK feeling away cause Funky told what he said about Neil. You might be right, Miss Sexy Diva. They playing get back at each other right about now. Yeah. Hey, Miss Latrice, welcome. She says, Shalom, everyone. Happy Sabbath. Hello and happy Saturday to you as well. Um, that was 30 years ago. What was 30 years ago, Miss Candy? Mm-hmm. Miss Candy said that was 30 years ago. Those parents were likely babies themselves back then. Oh, is that what it was? Well, Miss Candy show surfaced the other day, other week anyway. That came out, so I don't know. I really don't know. That part right there, Miss Maria says that Latrice. She says, welcome. Yes, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hope you hit that good like, share, and subscribe button for me. Make sure you have your notification bell turned on. But how y'all feeling about Shannon? I don't feel no ways tired for him because he's old enough to know better. He knows right from wrong. And see, we talk about this all the time. When the brothers get these here quarters and these stacks, they lose their mind. And they even forget that it was a black lady that pushed them out, gave them life. So when they think they on their feet, they're over there with the snow bunnies, the black girls ain't good enough then. So I don't feel no ways tired for him. I don't feel one way or the other. It is what it is. He brought that on himself. Who gives a honey who? Um, I think that 100 million deal is off the table, but I think we spoke on this the other day. That girl, she about like a cold bird. They ain't got enough sense to wait till the deal go through, side sale, you know, stamped and all of that. They ain't gonna wait on all of that. They just gonna go crazy. Now, you didn't even let him get the money, girl. Do you think he finna give you 50 million? I'll wait. She says that Maria, and thank you. I don't feel sorry for Shannon either. He should be ashamed of himself. That part right there. And they are steady coming out. The women is steady coming out. Don't know. Everything is alleged over here. So in my opinion, it's just for entertainment purposes only. Don't know if all what they saying is true or not true. But yeah, the bunnies are coming out now. They hopping too. They're trying to hop to the bag. That part right there. Miss XC says them Fletchers can go on. They go on. They had a chance to tell the real story and went after Melody and her funky feet businesses. Oh my God. Maria says, I don't feel no ways tired about Shannon either. These hoax are his preferences, so don't come running back to the community for support. And that's what they were talking about, that Jonathan boy. That Jonathan dude, y'all. I really hope and pray, that, he be on the up and up with little Megan, y'all. Little Megan, y'all. Bless her heart, y'all. I don't know. But I'm gonna pray for him, y'all. I hope it work out for her. I really do. But like I said, I don't get no good feeling off in that either. But yeah, Shannon, go and sit down somewhere. Take your punishment like a man. Them recordings that I did here was so disgusting of you to be a fully grown man, old enough to be the girl daddy. Come on, dude. What you thinking about? Ooh, just embarrassing. Now you want everybody to come to your rescue and she playing her tapes, you playing half of what you want, playing what you want to play, like Marho do. Play what don't make you look bad. I guess that's how they do it, y'all. Play what don't make them look bad. If it's gonna make them look bad, y'all ain't gonna hear it. Don't wait. Don't sit there and wait for it, cause you ain't gonna hear it. But yeah, I saw that in him and the girl, and she didn't want to go somewhere with him, and she didn't want to have the hands around the neck and all of that stuff either. A legend, so she said she guess she'll go. I said, die. Ooh, that's not good. Miss Candy says, Latrice says, right, it says, Miss Candy says, Shannon says, forget. And I know need to try to forget nothing now. Because it's all over YouTube and the Breakfast Club and everywhere else. And Paige, see, everybody got that. She says, Shannon says, forget age. He wants to date his wage. Ooh, okay. Well, now let's just see how far that gets him. Thank you, Miss Maria. Let's just see how far that gets him. Uh, Miss Sensitive said these clear hosts ain't loyalty. That's what is a freak old black ass get. I have to agree. God knows I don't feel sorry for that guy, y'all. I really don't. For what? He knew exactly what he was doing. hmm I guess what they say, out of mind is a devil workshop. So he might have been sitting at the house by himself, and his mind just started playing tricks on him. And he was like, well, let me just go over here and stroll and see what I can see up over here. Ah, sookie now. He ran into something looking all tender and good. It was looking real tender and tasty to him at the time. Let me see what I can do with this right here. Candace says, right at Maria, it's a monkey see, monkey do. I still think it's a shakedown and that they both have always been dirty in private. Ooh. Mm. But y'all, he ain't got that money yet. He didn't get that 100 million yet. That ain't finna happen now. No. And then they talking about that grape and everything else, and no, those people ain't finna. No, They about to get somebody else to do it. They ain't finna let him get away with that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They can find somebody else to do that. They ain't gotta pay him no 100 million. He's so dumb. Let me see. Miss Marie says, I saw that Shannon has stepped away from ESPN for now. Well, that's what the people saying. He did. But what did he step away for? Now he gotta go in his own pocket and get the 50 million out, allegedly. Cause the girl has got her an attorney. Mm-hmm. She done went down there. The other girl done went down there. They both crying the same thing. So 50 and 50, that's 100 million. So she probably be asking for 50 million as well. So he about to have his house up for sale too, probably. I don't know. Allegedly. It's a strong possibility that, he just messed up. That's what he get. I don't know what pissed that little girl off. That little young tender that he saw. I don't know what made him mad. Made her mad, but yeah, she real mad at that dude. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I was like, dang, go. Another one. Y'all think Deion Sanders' son is gonna get picked today? This is the last round. This is the last go round. Or do you think they're gonna make an example? They got the power to make an example out of his son, y'all. What y'all thinking? That contract is hold. Is it's on hold, Miss Candy? I guess that might be what she's saying. That contract is on hold, maybe. Uh, allegedly, uh, Miss Maria says he had that ESPN bag and his pension. Google says Sharpe is worth 14 million currently. Currently, that still ain't enough, Miss Maria. They ain't adding it right. Miss Candace says allegedly Shaq was paying to get dirt on Shannon. This may go deeper than we think. Shaq, what you got to do with it? Shaquille, what do you got to do with this? Um, he was drafted by Cleveland in the fifth. Was he? Mm. Child, they had a prank, somebody prank calling him, like oh, I tell y'all, these YouTube streets ain't nothing nice to people. Oh, it be the most degrading stuff going on. Stephen A wanted him to step away. NFL and Disney worked together. And Disney worked together. Uh, oh, he was picked. Oh, okay, well, good. But they were saying that 1, 2, they didn't pick him, so they were trying to see if he was if they was the people was trying to make an example out of the daddy, y'all. Now, and then some people said, he wasn't all that good, and you hear all kinds of stuff, y'all. I don't have a dog in that fight one way or the other. So it is what it is. If he got picked, congratulations. Go out there and do your thing. Don't be trying to worry about your daddy and none of that stuff. Just go do you. That part right there. Stephen a need to step away with his hateful ad. He ain't hateful, is he, Miss Maria? Miss Maria, he ain't hateful, is he? Mm, mm. Well, I don't know, y'all. We just got to see. We gotta wait and see. But yeah, y'all need to call Dr. Hellish on out here now. I want her to come on back out and talk. Yes, and Maria Stephen A talks too much. They said he was kind of like conceited, kind of like his dad, y'all. He hateful and petty. Ooh, mm, that is not good at all. Wow. I sure hate that. Mm, that's not good. Shiloh is waiting to get what? Is waiting to get picked next. The brother. Well, hopefully it all works out for all of them, all of these people. We just gotta wait and see. The dad said, he done been out there. He done been out there and did his thing. So, you know, he just wanna be proud and all of that, I guess. LeBron damn near snatched. Miss Maria, I cannot with you. She said, Miss Maria says LeBron damn near snatched him inside out on air because of something he said. Ooh. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. Well, and he still didn't learn nothing from that. That is not good. Mm-mm. But y'all know that's how sometimes when people get a lot of money, they get to acting all differently and stuff. So, just imagine that money. He's already a little arrogant because he's born into money and all of this kind of stuff, and it can just go left. It really can go left, real quick. Mhm. Right? The same number, but it's just 20. It says even they wants to run for the this. Well, we need to we should have one. Don't have one. We really don't. We just got to pray. Think about us. People really Trump's. Won't do nothing. Am I sound like a robot? It's I don't know what's going on. I,